Well, you guessed it, folks. It's happy hour again at the John Thomas studio. Just a minute here. I want to do a song that's kind of a walk down memory lane for me. It's a song I did way back about 1978. I auditioned this song on the Gong Show, and it was kind of a fun time in my life. I was working hard back then, truck driving. I'll tell you the rest of the story after I do the song. Okay, so if you like the song, hang around and hear the rest of the story. Oh, by the way, the song is Long Gone Lonesome Blues, an old Hank Williams song. I went down to the river to watch the fish swim by. When I got to that river, so lonesome I wanted to die, oh Lord. So I jumped in the river, but the doggone river was dry. She's a long gone, I'm so lonesome blue. I had me a woman, she couldn't be true. She made me for my money and she made me blue. A man needs a woman he can lean on, but my leaning post done left and gone. She told me on Sunday she was checking me out. Along about Monday she was nowhere about. And here it is Tuesday, ain't heard no news. I got them long but not forgotten blues. She's a long gone, I'm so lonesome blue. I'm gonna find me a river, one that's cold as ice. When I find me that river, Lord, I'm gonna pay the price. Oh Lord, I'm going down in it 3 times, but Lord, I'm only coming up twice. Well, she's a long gone, I'm so lonesome blue. All right, well, I'm going to borrow this little thing here, the story time. My buddy Jason, who's got his channel called Pressing My Luck, a trucker buddy of mine. This is the rest of the story. So it was 1978, and I was in the Bay Area, Northern California. And the trucking company I was working for, we were a little bit slow, so I'm just sitting home watching the Gong Show. And they just mentioned that if you're in the area in LA and you want to audition, just come on down to where they did the auditions, which was the Grauman's Chinese Theater at the time. About that same time, my dispatcher, Duke, calls up and he says, "Hey, John, we got a load for you. Got to be down in LA in the morning there. Got a set of flatbed doubles loaded with pallets full of cartons full of glass bottles, which goes about 13 foot high. You got to tarp it and tie it and make sure it's secure." So anyway, sure, Duke, I'll be down there in the morning. And I don't know if I mentioned to him, but I was going to stop in between loads and go see the Grauman's Chinese Theater guys. But anyway, that's what I did. So I got down to LA, unloaded my load, dropped my trailers, took my cab over Peterbilt, on over to Grauman's Chinese Theater, and about a little after noon, I think. About that time, a car pulled up, and 2 guys got out. One was the sound guy, and the other guy was a cameraman, a 2-man crew that was doing the auditions. So I grabbed my guitar out of the sleeper cab and headed on in there with them. I did my little number, just like you heard just now. And these 2 guys said, I think you're going to be back. Well, sure enough, a couple of days later, my dispatcher gets a call and says, "Send that boy on back down here. We're going to have another audition." And I think it took 2 to 3 auditions before you actually got on the show at the time. So I went back on down there on another load and went over. And this time the audition was in kind of an office setting. They had a little studio there. And Milton Delugg, the musical director for the show, was there. So he took my music, played the piano, I played my guitar, and sang that song. And he said, "Yeah, it sounds pretty good. We'll be getting back to you." Well, it was shortly after that the show was canceled. So I didn't get a chance to be on a Gong Show. And that, my friends, is how that story ended. But had a little bit of fun, spiced up my life there for a short time. Anyway, hope everybody's doing well. Y'all take care. We'll see you next time around. Next time, happy hours about. So long now.